Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. Hit subscribe right now. Get this segment viral. I have a unique take on this breaking news. William Barr has resigned. I can read you any article right now. New York Times, William Barr is out as Attorney General. CNN, Attorney General William Barr resigns. And there's Fox News, he's resigned. NPR, William Barr to step down as Attorney General. So let me give you my take on William Barr. I don't know if it's your viewpoint, but share this segment everywhere. You can subscribe to my newsletter on hagoodman.com. Ladies and gentlemen, President, you need context when looking at William Barr. Was he perfect? No, he wasn't. Why he's stepping down could be linked to the upcoming Julian Assange pardon, and I do believe that President Trump's going to pardon Julian Assange. But let's take things in context. Who did Trump have before William Barr? He had Jeff Sessions, the worst attorney general of all time, the most disloyal abomination of a cabinet official. I mean, you're talking about, so Fox News, Attorney General William Barr announces resignation. You're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Sessions being the worst official possible. If you were to become president, would you want your Attorney General to start a special counsel on you, predicated upon nothing more than a dossier purchased by your direct political rivals and the suspicion of intelligence chiefs that just don't like you? So with that special counsel, President Trump had to be on the defensive for 3 years. William Barr came into the picture in 2019. So anyone who told you to trust Sessions was literally working for the Democratic Party. That whole thing, Sessions was horrendous. Okay? A special counsel that really just put President Trump in a horrible situation. He was on the defensive for about 3 years of his administration. He still accomplished a great deal. He still accomplished record low unemployment under his presidency, trade deals, USMCA, peace between the beginning of peace and détente, and a roadmap towards peace between North and South Korea. The first president to step foot in North Korea, President Moon Jae-in of South Korea, stated that Trump deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. So he was still able to accomplish a great deal, but Jeff Sessions, every step of the way, sabotaged this president. Now, William Barr came in, Mueller probe ended, he defended President Trump. He said, yeah, Mueller found nothing, which is true. Mueller found nothing, absolutely nothing. Mueller stated the evidence was insufficient. Mueller didn't indict anyone, including Assange. Nobody on working with Russian agents. That was a fantasy, a tinfoil hat fantasy that Democrats had. So Barr did something really good with helping end or presiding over the end of the Mueller probe and getting Trump's back in terms of explaining to the world that, yeah, the Mueller report was nonsense. There was nothing there. It was just, we indicted this person and that person based on process crimes. And they found nothing. So you fast forward now, there's a special counsel, like Jeff Sessions formed a special counsel against President Trump. William Barr formed a special counsel on behalf of Trump. Was he perfect? No, I'll get to the special counsel in a second. Did he know about Caligula, Biden's son's investigation? Yeah, probably did. He should have told the world about it in 2018. He didn't. I have no clue why he didn't. But he should have told the world about it. Should there have been more people indicted aside from only Kevin Kleinsmith? Of course. But The Justice Department is run primarily by people loyal to the Democratic Party. That's why you had Attorney General Loretta Lynch and other people at the Justice Department. You had Bruce Orr and his wife, who worked for Fusion GPS. You had Attorney General Loretta Lynch telling Comey to call the Clinton email probe a matter. You had Bruce Orr being a conduit between Christopher Steele and the Clinton campaign and the DNC, and then helping the FBI and others utilize that dossier purchased by Clinton. So he came into a situation that was just a very difficult situation. He ended with a special counsel. I want to read you this. This is very important. See, for the people who don't like William Barr, remember, he was infinitely better than Sessions. If there's no president would want a special counsel immediately after becoming president based solely on the suspicion of intelligence officials that already were investigating him and found nothing. Crossfire hurricanes started long before President Trump became President-elect Trump. They found nothing then. That morphed into the Mueller probe because of Comey's memos. They found nothing then. The whole thing truly was a witch hunt. It was the biggest hoax, and it was the greatest one of the greatest political injustices that ever happened to a president. But here, this is interesting. This is really interesting. First of all, you cannot fire John Durham. It's impossible to fire John Durham. So this is an article, how do you solve a problem like John Durham? The special counsel now. So you have to credit William Barr for leaving a legacy of a special counsel that goes into this incoming administration. That's important. And this is a Lawfare article. Lawfare is a pretty good publication. Leans very it's like they're all Democrats, they're all liberal Democrats, and they're all legal scholars who write for Lawfare, or attorneys, legal scholars, and they're very upset that William Barr, this is coming from the vantage point, this article is written from the vantage point of why on earth did William Barr appoint this special counsel? So let me just read you this. The first real oddity of the move is that it was quite explicitly designed to burden a potential Biden administration with a special counsel. Good, because there's a lot of potential criminal activity there, with Caligula, his son, being a conduit. People wanted access to the vice president in 2014 and 2015. We already have Tony Bobulinski coming out and saying, yeah, all of those emails are accurate. Money was given to Biden's son to set up meetings with the vice president as he was President Obama's sitting vice president. People were paying for access to the highest levels of the United States government. This was, by the way, during, alongside Clinton, who was also doing the same type of things. 85 donors gave $156 million to the Clinton Foundation. So that was in the first term of President Obama's administration, or before 2014. But here, Barr specifically described it, in fact, as intended to, quote, provide Durham and his team with assurance that they could not complete they could complete their work without regard to the outcome of the election. So, whereas President Trump never left an opportunity, he never discarded an opportunity to just completely diss or mock Sessions because he can't stand Jeff Sessions. Basically called him, I think, the worst attorney general of all time, which is true. Barr has left a legacy, or represented or defended President Trump's legacy by ensuring that Trump lives on for the next 4 years in the form of this special counsel. And hopefully we get 2022 instant impeachment either from this special counsel or because Biden is implicated also in the Michael Flynn case. So, I mean, Biden's tentacles don't know where they're going, but they're all over the place as well. He's implicated in the Michael Flynn case. He's implicated in potential criminal activity pertaining to his son, setting up meetings. And you have money flows. Okay, there were no money flows with Eric Trump or Donald Trump Jr. and foreign entities pertaining to foreign entities or entrepreneurs trying to gain access to the United States government. Not so with Biden. So you have a special counsel that's just explicitly about the Russia probe, but it touches upon Biden's laptop. Then Tom Cotton and Ron Johnson and others in the Senate want a special counsel specifically for Caligula. So can you imagine two special counsels? So then here, note that the incumbent president is enthusiastic about the Durham investigation, meaning Trump. The only conceivable threat that Barr could be protecting against is the threat of Biden winning. Okay, so this is written before. Okay, the move has the effect of saddling Biden with a special counsel investigation. Good, because while as U.S. attorney, Durham can and likely will be dismissed in the normal course of the change of administration, this way he can't. Now he can only be fired for good cause or for some gross impropriety, which isn't going to take place. He is also guaranteed a certain amount of day-to-day independence. But Barr goes further in two key important respects. So again, you're not going to hear this because this is not a perspective that a lot of people have, but it's important to realize that William Barr has done a lot of good things. Infinitely more than Sessions, who was the absolute worst. It gives Durham a sweeping mandate. Under Barr's appointment order, Durham is authorized to, now listen to this, quote, investigate whether any federal official, employee, or any other person or entity violated the law in connection with the intelligence, counterintelligence, or law enforcement activities directed at the 2016 presidential campaigns, individuals associated with those campaigns, and individuals associated with the administration of President Donald J. Trump, including but not limited to Crossfire Hurricane and the investigation of Special Counsel Robert S. Mueller III. Comey is not off the hook, neither is Mueller. This special counsel can go after Comey, Mueller himself, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan, Bruce Orr, Christopher Steele, Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson, Biden himself, because Biden was implicated in Michael Flynn's case. He was trying to set up Michael Flynn under the one of the old legal statutes that Flynn didn't break, but they tried to go after him. So 2016 lives on. 2016 will live on for the next 4 years, people. And President Trump will get the retribution that he deserves because Democrats set him up and framed him simply for retribution and revenge for winning. Okay, Trump won fair and square in 2016. It was election day. It wasn't election month. Democrats need election month or election year because on election day we know what happens. But here, consider for a moment the breadth of this mandate. Durham gets to look not merely at whether anyone broke any law in connection with the origin or conduct of the Russia investigation during the campaign, but whether anyone in the Mueller investigation broke any law at any time, a matter about which there has been no public suggestion of any kind. Quote, Durham can investigate anyone who potentially violated any law that is in any way connected with the investigation of the 2016 election, and that investigation can target Mueller and his staff. Okay, Strzok, Lisa Page was on the Mueller probe team. She was also part of Crossfire Hurricane. They got Kevin Kleinsmith. So, at least you got Kevin Kleinsmith. And Lord knows, I mean, with Kevin Kleinsmith, you still have John Durham, the special counsel, dealing with that. So Barr's order does something else too. It creates a mandate for a public report from Durham. That's good. That helps Republicans in 2022. 2022 is instant impeachment. That needs to start. Like I might be the only person one of the only people on YouTube. It can't be that many because I haven't heard anyone say this. But there has to be. People need to be thinking, especially Republicans, need to be thinking about instant impeachment, because in this case we have Biden on record lying through his teeth. And something tells me the Washington Post isn't going to give a running tally of all the lies and deceitful and conniving comments from Biden. Biden stated, "I don't know what my son was doing. I have no idea. My son did nothing wrong. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on with the business. I don't know how I got $10 million." So he lied about the business deals. The business deals are linked to access and influence within the United States government. Notice how Democrats, for some reason, have made foreign policy revolve around Ukraine versus Russia. Could that have something to do with the money that Biden got? He was the, quote, point person for Ukraine. Why did President Obama appoint him as the point person for Ukraine when his son was on the board of directors of an energy corporation in that country? Gee, I don't know. Maybe there's something going on there. But see, again, this is the type of thing that if you have Ben Sasse, Mitt Romney, Jeff Sessions, Paul Ryan, like, I'm not a Republican. I'm just telling, if there are Republicans watching, I voted for President Trump. Trump is a unique entity. And I see how treacherous the Democratic Party is. But if you're a Republican and you say, okay, we have to get power back in 2022, which is what I want, as even not being a Republican, and I want somebody, President Trump, hopefully, to win in 2024. And I think that he will run again. He stated he wants to. But the only way to do that is to completely, marginalize or silence or mitigate the nonsense from Ben Sasse and Mitt Romney and the Jeff Sessions type people. You have to focus on all the scandals and definitely investigate what took place the past month. From 1,000 affidavits signed under penalty of perjury. Nothing wrong with investigating that, That has to be an issue. And this special counsel has to be front and center on one of the biggest stories has to be what's going on with the special counsel of John Durham. And can we get a special counsel in the Senate or some kind of committee in the Senate that works like a special counsel to subpoena individuals and court records? The DOJ is already acquiring records. There's an active investigation right now into Caligula. Whether they sweep it under the rug, most likely it's probably going to happen. But whether or not it happens, and they say, oh, well, we investigated, we found nothing, just like they did with the Clinton Foundation. Well, we investigated, we found nothing. The investigation always brings up evidence, so they can sweep all the evidence under the rug they want. The bottom line is the evidence that they uncover can easily lead to impeachment. They impeached President Trump on an ellipsis. We can impeach Biden on lying about his business dealings while he's vice president. How did he get that $10 million to $12 million when he came into the presidency with $300,000 of vice presidency? So from 2008 to about 2016, 2017, he gets $10 to $12 million. How? Doing what? That makes no sense at all. You can impeach him on that alone. How did he get that money? So, and then you have an endless array of, just an endless stream of emails. Okay, you have to understand, Caligula, Biden's son, literally just left a laptop at a computer repair store because he's that type of person. The substance abuse issue is strong with this individual. So, it's pretty unbelievable. In other words, Barr, having already had Durham pursue gives him sweeping jurisdictional mandate to investigate anything he wants. Now gives him an extra regulatory requirement to write about it all in public. I love how, the interesting thing is, you have, a Democrat a liberal Democrat who's a legal scholar for the Brookings Institution. Okay. And he's like, well, I mean, he's gonna write about this in public? Yeah. So you don't think the Mueller probe? They wanted the Mueller report out in public. That's what they got. They got the Mueller report out in public. So then they obsessed over the Mueller report, which, by the way, vindicated President Trump. They found nothing. But give me your thoughts below. I know William Barr has a mixed, legacy to a lot of people. Anyone who told you to trust Sessions was deliberately trying to ruin the life of President Trump. And Sessions was a horrendous attorney general in every way. He started that special counsel that tormented President Trump, mainly people around Trump. I mean, people had to spend Michael Flynn, George Papadopoulos, Carter Page. I mean, so many people had to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, easily hundreds of thousands on attorneys just to protect themselves from the United States government. For what? Because Sessions started a special counsel based on nonsense, Comey's memos and a dossier. And because they set up Sessions, they said, oh, we're going to get you on perjury, which he shouldn't have succumbed to that. But ladies and gentlemen, hit subscribe, share this segment everywhere. Huge news. And I think he's leaving right before President Trump's going to pardon Julian Assange. Check out my segments prior today. It's another big news story. A lot of big things are taking place. Check this channel every 4 to 5 hours because I'm going to have my next segment in about 4 hours from now. So check this channel. Every 4 to 5 hours, I'll have something for you. I have a Rumble account. Subscribe to that. It's below in the pinned comment. Ladies and gentlemen, get this segment viral. Thank you so very, very much.